Ha! Hey everyone, Hassan here. Welcome to the world of Ha. Today I have another Power Rangers Beast Morphers review for you. This is Evox. So, spoiler alert, because this obviously hasn't happened on the show yet, I guess Evox gets a body, as we all kind of figured would happen. And we've seen this toy at New York Toy Fair, so they kind of already teased this already. But it's finally here. It has released. We have Evox in hand. I actually just recently did a video showing the Gold and Silver Rangers, the Red Ranger in Red Fury mode, and the Drilltron. I think Evox is in that same wave. He just wasn't available on Walmart.com. I believe it was where I got these when I bought the other ones. But then a couple days later, he showed up. So I figured, you know what? All right, I'm just going to do a separate video of Evox, and we're just going to go right through it. So same wave as some of the other ones. So keep an eye out for Evox as you're looking for some of the other figures. Also, totally random, unrelated note, but FYI, yes, I know I have this odd-looking Band-Aid on my finger. There's a little tiny cut on the top of my finger in such an odd place, so it's weird. So get over it. Okay, moving on. Here it is, and so really cool packaging. I do love what they do with the packaging of these figures. Looks pretty awesome. The back of the box, again, showing you the other figures, which is basically the 4 that I recently reviewed. And there you have Evox right there. He also comes with a Morph-X Key, so we have sounds in the Morpher as well. So I'm excited to finally have a figure of the main villain, right? So, yeah, let's get this thing open and take a look. All right, here we have Evox out of the package, but real quick, I actually did want to show you more of the package that's actually kind of visible now. Let me sort of match up the eyes there. So, yeah, now that we've taken the figure out, you can really appreciate the full artwork. I don't save the packages, I just don't have the space for it. But man, these are ones that might actually be worth at least saving the backs or something, because look at that. That's actually really nice looking. That's some fantastic artwork. So I love that for the Beast Morphers packaging. But here we go. Here is Evox right here. So let's take an up-close look at this figure. I do wonder, obviously we haven't seen him in the show like this, so I don't know exactly, but I do feel like he looks really yellowish, and for some reason I just picture him in like more like a greenish color. Maybe this is wrong, maybe he actually is yellowish, so I don't know for sure how accurate or not it is. But that just kind of struck me as a little bit odd. But, you know, again, who knows? Maybe that's what he actually looks like. I don't know if this design is actually from Go Busters or not. I only watched the first couple episodes of Go Busters. So if it is from Go Busters, I guess people would already know the answer to that. But yeah, so here's his like little staff, basically. So there's that. And it is a really interesting design. So you do kind of have like this... almost like this sort of robotic looking face, but it's interesting, right? Like, this is a really interesting design. And yeah. So lots of like triangles and jagged edges everywhere in this design. And what makes it even more interesting for me is this back part, like part of the head, like this. It's such an interesting looking design. Yeah, really, really odd. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I got to see it in action, you know? Like, I got to see it in the show to see what I truly think. Yeah, really interesting. So, as far as articulation goes, so the head does turn a little bit, but these pieces in the back are going to sort of inhibit too much movement. The arms do rotate around. And they do move up and down a little bit, but not too much, because the shoulder pieces and, you know, this part right here kind of gets in the way a little bit. This top part here, so this is just attached on there. It doesn't do anything, but the arms here do rotate, and you have a bend at the elbow. So that's it for the arm articulation. As far as the actual body, this is like one solid piece, so it does not rotate or anything, so keep that in mind. The legs move forward a bit, can't really move back too much, but they do not move apart, which is standard for all of the villains. So again, if you've seen any of the other Beast Morphers figures, for the villains, their legs do not move apart, which I guess kind of hinders it a little bit, but to be fair, he probably wouldn't be able to move them apart too much because of these side pieces anyways. So I guess that's kind of part of the design here. So he does bend at the knee as well, which his whole leg does rotate also. So, you know, the feet, I don't really know how I guess the knee bending can help a little bit with a little bit of posing, but there's not too much posing to do. Whereas the arms, you have a little bit more motion. So, I don't know. There's that. There's Evox. He does come with this Morph-X Key as well. And so, again, I do like how they theme a lot of the Morph-X Keys to really fit the style of the figure. So, sort of that black and yellow color scheme, the red eyes right there kind of matching that. So, definitely, it certainly fits the aesthetic. And the green key matches like the Morph-X from the show, right? So again, the villain's always using the Morph-X and wanting to get more of it, so that totally fits right here, which is pretty great. Now, what you can also do is just like all the other figures, you can use the Morph-X key on the figure. And so it sort of can attach on to the side like that. Just clips on to, it won't necessarily work on this hand as well, but the right arm has this little piece sticking out on the side that allows you to clip onto it. And then you can also rotate this forward, and now you have sort of this thing. And, you know, it fits the aesthetic nicely. So there you have it, Evox with the Morph-X Key. So, with that being said, right, the other factor is you can use the Morph-X Key with the Beast X Morpher. So let's do that. Let's take the main villain and we're gonna hack this Morpher here. So, all right, you ready?
Nothing can stop me.
Ooh, very snake sounding.
The Morph-X is mine.
All right, the Morph-X is mine. I feel like that voice sounds a lot more like a Scrozzle, you know? I don't know, Evox in the show doesn't seem to be like that.
Nothing can stop me.
Like, that sounds like an Evox.
Not today, Rangers.
But, I don't know.
Nothing can stop me.
Anyways, let's morph.
Are you ready? Say it's morphin' time.
It's morphin' time! So like all the other villain keys, it hacks the Morpher.
Not today, Rangers.
So you get that sort of sound right there. So, pretty standard stuff. And yeah, that is the Evox figure. And so that's pretty much it for Evox, but here is the villain squad as it's been released so far, basically. So we have Evox, we have Blaze and Roxy. I got one of the Tronics. I know some people get like armies of them. I just got one. And then of course we have Drilltron right there, one of the Robotrons for the season. Yeah, I mean, really interesting designs for the villains this season, right? I think these figures overall are really cool. Obviously, some of them are probably lacking a bit more paint than others, but some of them are pretty great. The one downside to the villain figures, in my opinion, is the lack of the outward leg articulation. That's the one thing that's consistent across all the villains. That is a real bummer, especially for some of these. Man, otherwise it would be like a perfect figure, but just that limited leg articulation, you know, limits the value of the figure a little bit. But regardless, I think these are some great designs, and I'm excited to have these, and I can't wait for them to release more. We need Scrozzle, right? Like, we have the main villain. We have Blaze and Roxy, who are also main villains, right? We have the Tronic, the Foot Soldiers. We have one of the Robotrons, so we have that. Scrozzle's the other main character. Give us Scrozzle. Hashtag give us Scrozzle. Come on, Hasbro, you can do it. But yeah, that's it. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of Evox, and if you've picked up any of these figures as well. I have lots more Beast Morphers reviews on the way, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you later.